Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. We've got tonight on the agenda, some Grand Arena offense, and I also want to continue going over this lovely Q&A that I didn't get a chance to fully go over yesterday. I hit on a couple of the major points, but I do want to actually read through and see if there's any other information that maybe I missed and kind of give my opinions on that. So, but we are live. I'm gonna hold off for a little bit on doing the Grand Arena here. I doubt my opponent is even going to attack me, honestly. He's got almost a 0% chance of winning, just because of fleets, if nothing else. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm going to just go ahead and start doing a little bit of arena climbs. And wait for people to kind of trickle in a little bit. So, spread those buffs around. And I get to go first on my Revan. That doesn't happen very often. Let's toss a shock over here on Sith Trooper, hopefully. Nope, didn't land, so we'll do it again. There we go. So now he's not going to gain taunt, which is awesome. We'll start focusing over here on Bastila. She's going to drop below 50% health here in just a second. Do this AoE, get the double tap. I almost got her down. Almost, not quite. We'll go ahead and see if I can't land a second fear over here somewhere. Their team don't see it anywhere. I want to dispel that taunt, try to get a shock. Shock did not land, sadly. But we'll go ahead and just continue focusing here on Darth Revan. You're gonna equalize again, and then hopefully he's gonna die in just a second. So he's shocked, and I've got my shock up, so that's gonna be nice AoE damage. Killed him off. Okay, so I'm stuck behind a taunt again, so we'll double tap on him, and it kills him. That's great. So we're on a roll on this one. So yeah, it's a very good start to my arena climbs. 1 for 1. That's good because I am. There you go. That was funny. I am starting back at 28. This is the lowest that I have started in a very long time. So, next jump is a Jedi Knight Revan, so that's going to be nice and easy. We've got Ship Arena. I'm in 12, so I'm not starting too far back. Let's see what we've got here as far as the climb. So, number 3, I'm going to try to knock him back on my climb up. Number 10, I want to knock him back, so I'm going to jump to 10. Then I'm going to jump to 7, and I'm going to jump to 3, and then 1. That's going to be my planned climb. That's because number 10 and 7 are not in my shard chat. So the goal is to hit anyone that's not in your chat. Mute that. Sorry about that. A little bit of echo. Alright. So here we go. Ooh, nope. He got that stupid taunt off on his Bosk, so I can't quite one-shot his Falcon. If he hadn't gotten that taunt off, I would have one-shot him. Would have been nice, but it is what it is. We'll just have to mow through his Houndstooth here. Of course, now the taunt's off on his Houndstooth, we'll have to mow through his Biggs a little bit. Alright, so we can go ahead and we can bring in Cassian, get rid of all those buffs, and I can focus down on Falcon. This should kill him. And we are good to go. I could even put it on auto battle and win. Although it's a really stupid AI, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this AoE. And he dodged. Awesome. And he dodges again. Wow. Ain't that just amazing? It doesn't really matter. I do have this battle won no matter what now. I can totally put it on auto now if I want to. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And hope that the AI is not too stupid about it. Looks like he's not. Alright, we're good. So I'm off to a good start. Won my first fleet, won my first regular arena, so it's a good start. And while I wait for the refreshes here in Squad Arena, I'm gonna go ahead and hop over to the forums and look at this Q&A a little bit more. Find out where I left off last night. Okay, I remember seeing that one. I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that. Develop content. Okay, I remember seeing that one. Are there any plans to open up more info that can be used in Discord bots or websites? It's not super important. Okay, so see here. What do we got here? What is the plan for adding more PvE content? We've got the territory battles. Planning for more mythic events, which is nice, but I mean, all that's going to be is mythic events of the legendaries that we got. So like mythic Revan, mythic Darth Revan, mythic Malak. God, that's going to be a pain in the butt. Although when Gear 13 comes out, it's probably not going to be as big of a deal if you can Gear 13 the right characters for it. Where else I talk about how I'm keenly interested in delivering more raids. I really wish that there were more raids, because the current raids that we have are very, very stale. No one likes doing AAT, and Rancor now is simmable, so that's like nothing. It's just free gear every now and then. And then Sith raid is becoming trivial. So I would really like to see another raid. Honestly, the raid that I really, really want is like a Death Star raid. Like, I highly want that, and what I would love to see as a reward out of there would be Commander Luke's X-Wing. I mean, that would just be amazing. But, I mean, who knows? It's probably not going to happen. Just because everyone wants it. Is it possible? Okay, Polish language. Reset my payout times twice. Once when it came out, and again to ensure it fit my schedule. Now that the clock's changed, daylight savings, it'd be great to move my payout back an hour. You think in the future we could do this? Maybe reset the number of changes twice a year when the clock changes. The intention was to update the recharges every year for this reason. That's exactly what I would have expected her to say. I will admit that we all just looked at each other to make sure we've double-checked that it's working. Fortunately, we have some time still. So yeah, when they released the chance to change your payouts, and they said basically you get 2 every year. This is exactly the reason that I didn't rush to change my payout immediately. So like this guy, he said he reset it once when it came out. Pretty big mistake, because then he had to do it again to make it fit his schedule. What I did was, I basically did the math. I'm like, okay, well, I'm at work during this time, so I need to make sure that the majority of what happens, as far as payouts and stuff, happens after I get out of work, well after I get out of work, so I have time to climb, etc. And then I, looked at my shard chat, and everyone kind of discussed it amongst themselves, like, when are we going to move to, make sure that there aren't going to be any like major conflicts, etc. And then we made our changes. So if you were, quite honestly, if you were smart about it, you would not have this guy's problem. I mean, no one in my shard, either of my shards, my fleet shard or my regular shard, have that issue. So this guy just made a mistake, and he should have to wait until the clock changes again. Or not the clock changes, until they basically reset the 2x time resets. And I'm going to be also moving in the near future across the country, and I'm going to change time zones by 3 hours, so I'm going to also have to change it again. So right now, like, I could afford to move my payout time up like 2 hours, but in doing that, it would really screw me up once I move. So the idea here is, don't change your payout like just to change it, right? You change it for reasons, right? So he changed it once just to change it, and then he changed it again for an actual reason. What he should have done is just, like, done the math, make sure it fits his schedule, and then change it the first time. How's it going, WRV? Can you make an aged-based title and avatar? Alright, we saw that one. What is your greatest challenge in regards to the future of the game? How do you plan to overcome it? Desire for a character to be part of a singular squad that decimates all squads before it. The value of Squad Arena has led us here. The desire to give people what they want, something worth farming every single time, has led us here. The reality is people want to play this game a lot, so they consume content almost instantaneously. I agree and disagree with that. Consume the content instantaneously. We consume raids instantaneously. We consume territory battles, territory wars, Grand Arena. We consume those events instantaneously. There is no way to consume new character content and new gear content, etc. instantaneously. There's no way to do it unless you wail out super hard. So I do not really agree with her. Wife's doing well. I just actually got off the phone with her. And I actually have to go to my door real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I got a lovely Chipotle dinner. Hopefully I won't forget to eat that tonight. Like I forgot to eat my dinner last night. I went to bed super hungry. But yeah, wife's doing great. She just got off work. Chipotle. Chipotle. Basically, it's a burrito and chips and queso. this developer community. So yeah, wife is doing good. She just got off work. She's on her way to pick up our son. She was so she's just getting used to her like new job in the military over there. She's basically becoming a teacher for the military. So she's going to be teaching the Russian language to new military students. Yeah, we got a 5-year-old. He's turning 6 in July. So. Say, ooh. Ooh. There you go. That's my kid. That was almost a year ago. Okay. Reviews and longevity of the game. So they're planning on at least a 5-year plan. Okay. Financial plans. Growing esports market. Okay, so have a very competitive group of players. One of our most existential questions is whether we put the effort into real-time combat. Real-time combat. Man. Let me mull that over for a minute. While I go and do another arena match. Real-time combat. Just over here thinking about real-time combat. this game, and whether or not I think I would like it or not. I'm not thinking that I would like it, quite honestly. It's difficult to say. So, with real-time combat, I said I was going to jump to 7. So let's say there's real-time combat in this arena match right here that I'm doing, okay? You'd have to set a time limit on every turn, and also a time limit on the match, I would think. And if you go above that time limit for your move, you basically would have to forfeit or give up your turn. That's the only way that I see it being even remotely possible to implement. Because otherwise, it just goes to the other person's turn, and it times out, and it becomes a draw, right? So they'd have to implement a timed combat that's timed by move and not by the entire battle. And it would change, of course, the entire strategy behind, for ships, what reinforcements you use, and what attacks you use. It would change, because now you're playing a smart opponent and you're not playing a dumb AI. So a lot would change. Heck of a lot would change if they implemented live PvP, basically. I don't know if I like it or not. It's kind of difficult to say. I would have to try it out in order to find out for sure, whether or not I would like it. The concept is nice. I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, so we got a couple minutes again till I can advance here. We also gotta wait for... I either have to wait for this guy or go around him. He's probably not gonna move, so I think I'm gonna probably end up going around him. Wait, 11, 7, 4, something like that. Well, this guy... Yeah, this guy's running that Sith Marauder, and he is just super hard for me to beat for some reason. Okay, so we can go back over here and take another look, see. But yeah, let's. I would say at the very least, we want to wait until Grand Arena Championships has been around for a while before they try to even think about doing real-time combat. Okay. Don't care. Analytics team has just put together a really cool table of aggregating all of the behavioral data of all the employees in the studio. I won't steal their numerical thunder in case they ever want to publish it, but the results are striking. The top 10 highest daily average playtime was much more engineer-heavy than we anticipated. I'd say that the overwhelming majority of CGers are extremely active or active in the game. I would expect that. I would totally expect that. I mean, most of the time, if you're going to be working for, like a game company, game design, that's because you have a, really high interest in gaming. So yeah, I would totally expect there to be a lot of employees that play. The news that Star Wars movies will slow considerably after Episode 9. Are you excited to have some more freedom to release whatever like this past year? Yes and no. I think we love having fun with different eras of our choosing, but having Star Wars in the zeitgeist is awesome for us. First and foremost, we're all fans of this brand, so I love seeing what's coming next. I love seeing like iconic characters come out. I love seeing Thrawn. I love seeing Commander Luke. I like seeing some of those iconic characters. Revan, I didn't care too much about. Like, I did play the old KOTOR games, but I didn't really care for them that much. Most of my knowledge of the Star Wars universe is coming from, like the old books that are no longer canon. So, the characters that I know and the characters that I love, for the most part, are not, going to be in the game because they're not true characters. So, what is your plan moving forward to stop players from quitting the game? There's been a mass exodus. I covered that yesterday. Mostly care about this. What is the approval process like at CG? A new territory battle is coming in a couple of weeks or so, and we hardly know anything about it. We haven't seen any images, which is not true. Don't know who may be needed. That is true, but you can easily speculate. Don't know if there's going to be any new modes, etc. Is this because things haven't been approved by Lucas or EA? Or is it because they aren't finalized and you don't want to announce anything and then change it? Seems like CG would want to build some hype, but so far nothing. If there was no hype, you wouldn't be posting this extremely long question. There's total hype about it. And the mystery of what's gonna happen is part of the hype. Like, that's just the thing. It's like, do we need our Geonosians? Do we need our Nute Gunray? Do we need our Count Dooku? Do we need our Separatist team? Do we need our droids? Like, I mean, to me, it's very obvious. We're gonna need all of those characters. Like, we're most definitely gonna need Grievous and his droids. We are most definitely gonna need Dooku. We are most definitely gonna need Nute. We are most likely going to get rework for our Geonosians, and probably a new Geonosian. Because we have 4 Geonosians right now, one of which is a leader. We're missing a 5th. I don't anticipate it being a very good character, but we're missing that 5th. So getting, I totally anticipate us getting a 5th Geonosian. I anticipate us getting a rework for the Geonosians, because their kits are pretty bad. But at the same time, under a Nute Gunray lead, they're actually not too bad. You can take out some pretty decent teams using a Nute Gunray lead on offense. I haven't even looked at my territory battle, so I don't know what teams are set, but maybe I could even try that. I'd have to look at what Separatists I still have, because I know I placed some on defense under, I think, Count Dooku with Grievous. But if I have some left, I'd totally like to showcase some of those, some of that Separatist action on offense. Alright, so let's do another battle here. This is so weird. I'm not used to going first. Alright, let's see if I can get a shock on this guy to prevent him from regaining taunt. That's great. Happened. And we'll start working over here onto Basti. Let's see if I can get AoE shock, which landed only on Malik, but it's better to be on Malik than no one at all. So, alright with that. I'm gonna hit a fear over here on HK. I don't want him doing a big shot. We're still work over here onto what's her face? Basti. Basti. Okay. It's all fine. Could do an AoE. It would break the fear on Revan, but that's all. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Ow. Let's get some good damage out there. Malik ate the life drain, which is awesome. Love it. We'll go ahead and we'll hit Revan a couple times. That'll finish him off. The next target is going to be Basti. Try to finish her off, except that I'm stuck behind the taunt again, so we'll just do that. Break the taunt. And taunt got reapplied. Let's hit the hit that. Alright, so I'm expecting Revan to kind of get wrecked a little bit here. We're gonna see what happens. Maybe I can finish him off. Sweet. Alright. Let's get rid of Bastila before she goes. Sith Trooper, if I can get a stun or kill him, that'd be great. And we'll work on HK. Bam bam. Thank you. Alright. Nice easy win. I'm 3 for 3 in Squad Arena. That's great. That never happens. Still gonna have to refresh in order to grab first place. So I've only got 2 battles left, and I'm going to 7 and 3 with those battles. So I have to refresh in order to hit first. Go ahead and hit this guy, Mr. Jack Bet, who's not in my Arena Shard chat. Alright, we'll just focus you. I always try to land the breach on anyone that's not the Houndstooth, because Houndstooth can just dispel it with his basic. And I like to focus down Houndstooth from the beginning. I see a lot of people when they're fighting this, they focus on Biggs or whatever other ship is here instead of Houndstooth. I like doing Houndstooth until the taunt is basically gone. It just seems to work better for me if I do it that way rather than focus on like Biggs or Distan if he's there. I mean, circumstances do change. So I do also enjoy focusing my focusing my damage at the very beginning of a battle on like Millennium Falcon, try to take him out before he can go. And now that he's low, I'm focusing him down. But like when they're both like full health, that's when I focus on Houndstooth, and it just works better for me. I'm not gonna say it's the best strategy, but it definitely works better for me. Hi, Bilma, how's it going tonight? Seriously, dodged both of my Millennium Falcon attacks. That's awesome. Okay. So tonight I've been so far just going over I've been doing my arena battles so far. Kind of waiting for some people to trickle in before I do my grand arena. I'm also been going over the Q&A from the developers and hitting some of the points because I still haven't had a chance to go through it all. So I'm still hitting this Q&A. How do I feel about Gear 13? I went on a rant for at least half an hour last night and actually showed something about it using one of my characters. I feel like there's going to be a huge power gap. And it's going to really, really hurt people that can't get to that, those top ladders, I guess, in the Grand Arena Championships to get those Gear 13 pieces, or Gear 12 finishers, whatever you want to call them. And so most characters aren't going to be affected as much. I don't think it's going to be for sale. So, let's see here. No. Is it territory? No, it's Grand Arena Championships. Now, I don't think it will be for sale, like, at least not for, like, 6 months to a year. So, what we've got here, right, you can get the Gear 13 pieces, the Gear 13 finishers. It said it somewhere in here. There we go. So the end of championship rewards are the rewards that you can redeem for Gear 12 finishers and other high-end gear for your collection. So this is basically going to be like another guild event store, right? Where you can, you get this, basically this, it's another type of currency like this, where you can buy like these super high-end gear pieces for your characters to finish off their Gear 12 with Gear 12 Plus. So it's going to be another store where you can buy just the Gear 12 finishers. They cannot. That was something that was like previously done, but it was taken out. So it was just recently that they started releasing that Gear 12 stuff in the store that you can buy for crystals. Right, so they just recently started releasing this stuff so that you can buy for crystals. And this is for Gear 12, not for the Gear 12 Plus with the speed. So while you do need those items for the Gear 12 Plus, right, so you can buy for the Gear 12 Plus, you can buy, okay, so I'll take that back. From the weekly shipments, you can buy these items. And they're like, 6,500 crystals, I think it is, for this, right? Yeah, 6,500 crystals. So, yeah, I did hear that the Geonosian territory battle will also reward that, but I'm not sure if that was rumor or not. This is confirmed by CG that it will be released with the territory, or not territory battle, the Grand Arena Championships. I want to say that it was rumor that I think it was rumor that the territory battles would give you those rewards. It was just what I think the wording, and I think it was on their forums here. I don't want to scroll up like that. Dang. Maybe it wasn't here. I don't remember where it was, but it was something that was like the I hope they make it hard enough to get that. You will only have 1 or 2 teams with Gear 13. So some Gear 13 team like Emperor Palpatine can beat a Gear 12 Malak. So I'll get into that in just a minute. That's part of what I got into last night. So with Gear, or not Gear, so what I remember being said was that the Gear 13 would be released like alongside of the Geonosian territory battles, which we all took to mean that they would be rewards of the Geonosian territory battles. But I don't think that that is actually the case. I think that it's only going to be available in the one spot. Now that could be, I could totally be wrong. It's all speculation. I would much rather it be released in both places, the territory battles and the Grand Arena Championships, so that it's not so exclusive. Now we've got, as far as, so for the, I'll go ahead and I'll go into this real quick with the Gear 13. Let me check this. Okay, so I'm gonna do a battle here again real quick. And then I'm just trying to get into the position here before I do my my Grand Arena. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to land a shot. Here, no shock still. That's not cool. I need to land a shock so he doesn't taunt. Okay, so I got the shock over there. Unfortunately, I'm still shocked, or Malak is still taunting. Alright, so now he's not. Alright. We'll focus down on Yoda real quick. Oh, I didn't have corrupted battle meditation on him. That's a shame. Awesome, got a shock on him. Oh, that's not cool. I may have just ended up losing this match because of that. I'm sure that I've lost this match. There's like no way I'm gonna win this now. Just trying to prevent him from doing that, but unfortunately didn't happen. This is definitely gonna be a loss. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm 3 for 4 on my arena battles. Alright, so here's the implications. I did this again all last night too. The implications of Gear 13. It's going to affect certain characters more than others. The biggest one that I can think about is going to be Grievous. Okay, so Grievous, I've got this one item on him that's 250 hit points, 40 strength. So this item adds some hit points to him. Not very many, but it adds some. Okay, so his base hit points, when we look at... I'm going to pull it up here. DOH.GG. Grievous. Look at his stats. Okay, so we got General Grievous at 7-star has and max gear should have base hit points. Where's his hit points? Health. Okay, wait, is that base or is that max? Okay, so that's max. That's if you have all of the Gear 12 items on him. What I saw someone pull it up before, and I just can't figure out where it is. But the base hit points. So he has roughly, if I can remove his mods, he has roughly 20k hit points base. His name is Gabriel. Okay. So, hey WRV. So Grievous has a base of roughly 20,000 hit points at Gear 12. Okay, with no items, with no mods. When you add the mods, the mods are based off of the base hit points. No, we don't. So the mods are based off of his base, like 20,000 hit points. So if you added this, like all of these health mods onto him, which is like it's an extra 24,000 hit points, 25,000 hit points roughly. Is 6,500 is 13k, and then you got another 12.5k, so 25k hit points. So if you had this additional 25k hit points, these mods would not modify those 25k hit points. Okay, so even when you add this last piece, however many hit points it's going to be, the mods still don't modify that. But as soon as the button down here for upgrade to the next gear tier becomes available and you click that button, now these mods are modifying like all of those additional stats, all of this additional 25k hit points. So if you have, like my Grievous is not modded properly because I've got a crit damage here. This should be a health mod. But if you had 16% health, 16% health, 16% health, and 16% health, right? That's an extra 64% hit points on this additional 25k hit points from these items, not counting whatever the Gear 12 or Gear 12 finisher is going to be. So his hit points will go from what's going to be and you couldn't see anything I was doing there because I had it on my browser window, but so if he has 50,000 hit points, 45,000 hit points right now, when he upgrades to Gear Tier 13, all of a sudden he's going to have like 80,000 hit points. Like, it's not going to be a small increase. It's going to be a major increase. And that's what the biggest implementation, or there I go again. That's the biggest implication of Gear 13. Anything that affects percentage-based stats is going to greatly increase. Yeah, some characters will scale more. So, like, from my like brief thoughts, the characters that are gonna really benefit the most are gonna be your General Grievous, because he's purely based off of health. His damage is based on his max health. His his passives are based on his max health, and you mod him for max health. So he is going to become extremely powerful at Gear 13. Other characters that I can think about would be like Grandmaster Yoda, who typically you would mod for offense, right? Yeah. So, like, under a Jedi Knight Revan, you would mod Grandmaster Yoda for offense. So he would benefit quite a bit, because all of a sudden, all of his Gear 12 pieces, mine's modded strictly for speed, and that's because of the team that I'm using him in right now. So I have my best speed mods on him. So he's not modded appropriately for like a Jedi Knight Revan team right now. If I were to swap his mods over to my offensive-based mods, this is basically what he gets. The special damage is just less than 6k, which is not amazing, but it's something. I also have not optimized these mods in probably like 6 months. I need to go back and re-optimize my mods again. But yeah, so Grandmaster Yoda, because he is like going to be typically an offense-based character, he is going to benefit by quite a bit. I would think that Nihilus, Nihilus and Malak are interesting. Okay. I do think that they will get a huge bonus, but I don't know how big that bonus is going to be. Because you mod, like Malak, you mod for like an incredible amount of protection. And so like you'll see, like mine, I've got 74k protection. If we go into my arena and we look at one of these Gear 12 Malaks, the increase from Gear 11 to Gear 12, okay, I had 74k. That's not right. Whose was that? That's Contra. Man, these guys are not modded for protection like they should be. I don't think anyone else has a 7-star. That's that was a bad example, because apparently these guys don't want to mod their Malaks for protection. But I mean, I've seen them where they've got 100k protection because they're modded like mine is. So it's like a 30k protection bump from Gear 11 to Gear 12, which is incredible. And then, so if you're doing a like 30k bump from Gear 11 to Gear 12, what's that bump going to be going from 12 to 13? Like, all of a sudden, maybe your Malaks are going to become unkillable because they just have so much protection. Nihilus could do the same thing because of his leadership ability. Like, Nihilus lead may become viable again because of the conversion from protection to health. Enfys Nest, she's already really annoying. I don't know that she's gonna become more annoying. I mean, like, I've got her modded for tenacity, so that will be rather annoying, just having that extra base tenacity from going from 12 to 13. The ones that are modded for speed, yeah, I mean, she could easily gain like another 20 speed going from gear 12 to gear 13. So yeah, characters that are based on percentage speed, like, yeah, those characters will become way more annoying, and that's most characters, because you build most of your characters for speed, because that's, you know, in a turn-based game. Yeah, HP on Jolee, that's another good one. Jolee, yeah, he's like, it's not going to affect him as much as it will General Grievous, but it is a good one. Another one that will really be affected majorly is the Padme, because you build these guys for max health, and my guys are not modded at all like they should be. But because of this leadership, right, light side allies have plus 50% max health. This leadership, combined with the additional hit points from all of these items, right, 1500 health, all of that strength, 2000 health, 2000 health, like all these items then start getting calculated into the mod bonuses, and all of a sudden now your Padme team has so much more hit points. Now the protection up they're generating is gonna increase by quite a bit, because the protection up that she grants is based off of max health, not off of protection. So now, you know, you're getting so much more protection up, and it's going to be very difficult to break through the protection up. And if you don't break through the protection up, or if you don't dispel it, right, what happens under the Padme? But that protection up gets converted over to the what's it called? The courage. Is that what it's called? Courage? Yeah, courage. And so that, you know, that courage, you know, is going to deal massive amounts of damage, because you're going to have so many more stacks, because you're going to have so much more health, so much more protection up. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to probably break the game for a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. No, this guy's actually moving up. He was in 10, he went to 7. So my idea was going to go to 11 and then 7, because this guy usually does not advance. But now I've got to wait, because he's advancing. And I think I'm in position to take first place, but I can't do that for half an hour in fleet. So let's see if my opponent has attacked me at all. Nothing there. I highly doubt that he's done anything in fleets. I kind of doubt that he is going to attack me at all, because I know that he won't be able to clear my fleet. If he clears my fleet, he deserves to win, honestly. Like, I set my Millennium Falcon on defense, and he does not have Millennium Falcon. His ships are pretty bad. He's ranked in the 200, around 200. So, yeah, I highly doubt that this guy's going to break my Falcon. So he's not going to get through the ships. So I don't think he's going to win. Let's see here. I can go back to browser and back to this. Yeah, they don't, and that's their mistake. Alright, so I was in here reading this stuff. On the timelines, what is the typical timeline from deciding to make a new character to release? I'm kind of interested in that. Yeah, I mean, the ships take a while to get up, but quite honestly, you are better off focusing on ships than you are on squads. Like as far as arena goes for crystal generation, because it is much more difficult to advance up in the squad arena because it's so dependent upon mods. Okay, so squad arena, okay, you have to have top end mods on all 5 characters in order to be really competitive, right? So if you don't have top end mods that are going to give you, you know, plus 100, plus 140, plus 160 speed, right? Depending on what your shard looks like and who's in it. If you don't have those god type mods, you won't be able to break into even the top 20 in in most arena shards. However, in ships, it is much easier because you don't care about the speed stats on the mods. You don't care about the offense stats on the mods. All that you care about is that your mods are 5-star or 6-star if you have the currency to spare to get them to 6-star. And there's you typically only need those really, really good mods on your on your Akbar, on your Biggs, on your Bossk, on your Han and Chewie. And it doesn't matter what the stats are. You just put the 5-star mods on or the 6-star mods on, and that's all you need. You should definitely be I would say from the very, very beginning, if you focus from the moment that you start the game, if you focus on getting Biggs, focus on getting Han and Chewie, which means you have to focus on getting the rebels, right? Then you have to get the bounty hunters and the bounty hunter ships. But you focus on them from the moment that you start the game, which is going to be where when I actually create my guides, which I'm working on right now, it's what I'm going to recommend, right? I'm going to recommend that you start on your Phoenix to go for Thrawn. You work on your Empire to get your R2. You work on your R2 to get the CLS. And then from there, I'm going to recommend that you go work on Wedge, or not Wedge, because Wedge is now pretty worthless, but you work on Biggs, you work on Cad Bane, you work on Bossk, you work on Boba Fett, you work on IG-88, you work on these characters so that you can get their ships. You work on the ships so that you can get the meta fleet. Okay, and you use the meta fleet to get the majority of your crystals because it's easier to climb into the top 10 or top 5 in the arena, in the fleet arena. It's way easier to climb way up here than it is to climb up here in the squad arena. I would even say it's easier to climb up into the top 20 in fleet arena than it is to climb into the top 100 on the squad arena. And it's the same rewards. And then if you're making it to the top 20, you can probably make it to the top 10. And I mean, it's just way easier. So I definitely recommend focus on the ships from the moment that you start the game. Even though you don't actually get ships till 65 or something, you focus on the characters that you're gonna need. You focus on those ships. And I sure as hell hope that I had my 600 tonight. No one's tagged me yet to say that I missed my 600, so hopefully I did. You can actually go to the top 25 in the arena and the top 40 in ships right now at level 80. That's really good. That's really good. That means that you're getting an amazing start. Clicking wrong. So still waiting for him. And it doesn't matter if you're 80 or 85. As long as you're advancing, then you're doing good. Yep, those are two pretty darn good ships. Ideas come from Disney or Lucas, or does CG come up with ideas and present them? Once an idea is decided, what happens internally? How does internal testing work? Is there any other testing? How long does it last? Yeah. Can't go better than top 25 in arena because Jedi Knight Revan team has 2 Zetas and you can't put yours. That's tough. Yeah. It's tough. Like, there's, like, every single Zeta in that team is, like, just makes the team exponentially better. Get it? Like, Jedi Knight Revan's leadership, his 2 uniques, Jolie's, unique, or special, his special, that's what it is. Like, these are all such really, really good, Zetas for that team. And every one of them adds a lot. Getting final sign-on on all final sign-off on all aspects of the game, from in-game content to tuning to art to tuning, goes through multiple layers of approvals both inside and outside of EA. We have to be careful about what we promise because we don't want to take something back, and then we spend a lot of time working on the game, so putting together the content for public consumption often takes a lot of work. That being said, we have some TV posts planned for this week, and are still needing to seek approvals on all the public-facing messaging. We put together the messaging calendar a month ago, but getting the final design choices nailed down enough to be certain we can say it with clarity after it's all been beta tested, but with enough time to put it through the many-week approval process. Well, it's a balancing act that keeps Scrum running at a sprint most days. We have added more support to our community team, specifically to help us get this stuff rolled out as early as possible, and so we can do more beats. For the next territory battle, we have a couple communication beats planned up until launch. Whether they all get approved is another thing entirely. Jolie need level 82 and 84 to use those Zetas. Yeah, and you're stuck at 80. So, yeah, once you hit those levels, provided you have the Zeta saved up, hopefully you do, you'll become much more competitive. But it is much harder to get higher in the arena than it is in the fleet arena. It's a good Zeta, WRV. It's a very good Zeta. I don't care how closely they work with Lucasfilm. care. As a software engineer and project manager, I'm incredibly curious about the technologies you use in the server stack. They're not gonna respond to that. And Basti Lead, also a very good Zeta. Many players with whom I've talked have expressed interest in some form of guild-specific sandbox mode. Okay. I would love to see a sandbox mode. Something that you can, if they release a new character, I would love to see it if you could use that character in the sandbox mode so that you can kind of get used to them, have a feel for them, like play around with your mods on that character, a lot like the test server, or a lot like what the game changers have access to. I would love to see that, so that we can have an idea of whether or not we actually want to invest in that character. Like that would be a great thing. The reasons vary, but speaking personally, a game mode that allows players to test squads against viable opponents in a friendly, competitive, and guild-controlled environment before these squads are used for events sounds like a fun and useful idea. Of course, a sandbox mode might have other uses as well. Could you discuss your thoughts about the potential add-on of such a sandbox mode for POH? Mentioning. It's a lot of work for a mode that will give you no rewards. I'd do it if we could do it inexpensively. My preference would be to actually allow players to access a beta server where they can sandbox, play the live game, and test upcoming content. How we do that is still to be determined. So I would love to see a sandbox mode. I'd love to see it on the live server. If it's not an option, doing a beta test server would be awesome, and I would love to have access to that beta test server. I would love to be a game changer. I don't even know how to do that. Like I've tried to contact the game changers, and they never respond to me. Like I'd love to get in on some of their streams. I'd love to be able to to give them some critique and some suggestions, but they never respond to me. I've been on their Discords. I've sent them messages. I've given them my my direct contact information, but I've not heard from any one of them. So Carrie's saying that it'll be a lot of work for a mode that will give no rewards. I mean, I don't think it would be. I honestly don't think that it would be a lot of work to add a sandbox mode to the game. I don't have programming experience. I've got a couple of friends that are programmers. I could ask them, like, how difficult do they think it would be, but I really don't think it'd be that difficult. For a mode that will give no rewards, I completely disagree with that. I think that it would give rewards. It would not give rewards that that are tangible. It would not give crystal rewards or something like that. What it would give, though, is the reward of experience for the players. And I think that that is the best reward that you could possibly give. And I know that they have not spoken with the game changers, but the game changers have not spoken with me. I'm not trying to contact CG. I would like to become a game changer. Even, I know that CG is basically cutting them off. But even if I didn't become a game changer, I would still like to be able to contact the game changers. And I've tried to contact the game changers, but the game changers ignore me. So it's like a trickle down effect. CG ignores game changers ignore me. Okay, well, I guess I'm not going to help them out any. I could totally help them out. I could give them so much advice about, like, mainly about their, their PvP content. I watch them do grand arenas all the time. I watch them make mistakes all the time. I mean, I sit here and I watch a YouTube video of them making all kinds of mistakes. I mean, like, I could pull up a YouTube video right now of Mikaeus, right, who is a game changer somehow. And like, I stress out every time I watch him play because he makes so many mistakes. But no matter how many times I try to contact any of the game changers, Cubs fan Han, Arnold, Mobile Gamer. I mean, Mobile Gamer, I understand not responding because he actually, like, he's a very busy person. He does this for a living. So I understand him not getting back to me. So there's a Cubs fan Han makes mistakes all the time. He knows it though, and he admits it. And whatever. I've tried to contact him. I've tried to contact Arnold. He makes all kinds of mistakes all the time. I've tried to contact Mikaeus. So I don't know if he's actually game. I think he is a game changer. But he might just be a content creator. I've tried to contact DB Official. I know that he's both a content creator and a game changer because he has access to the beta server or the private server, whatever it is. Like, I've tried to contact a lot of these guys. Who's Absolute Defense? I have not heard of them. I've heard the name Grand Patron. I think I saw him the other day talking in Grant and Arnold's stream. Oh, Kanan Zeta, don't get any of the Phoenix Zetas except maybe Ezra's. But I mean, I try to contact these guys and they just ignore me. So they want to ignore me, whatever. I mean, they'll continue to lose like all the time because they make all kinds of mistakes. Alright, so my guy moved up, so I can go ahead and I can try another battle here. Yep, I did that at one point in time. I was part of, I don't know if I was in, oh man, I don't know if I can beat this guy. This could hurt. This Marauder just does massive amounts of damage. Hoping that I get to kill him before he goes. That stupid Death Mark. He's probably gonna one-shot my Revan? Almost one-shot my Revan. Or my Malak, rather. Okay, he's feared. I'll start working on capacity. Just do basic. I've gotta kill the Sith Marauder. Okay. I've got corrupted battle meditation, so I can't land the shock. I'll just focus on him. Alright, spread those buffs. That should kill her. I just gotta focus down on HK. Here, you. See if I can stun you. No stun. Area. Focus on HK again. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, I'll focus on HK. Yeah, so Mikaeus is one of those YouTubers that will charge for his modding services, and I would not trust him to touch my account because he is so horrible at the PvP. I hate to talk down on someone on the stream, but like his PvP just way subpar. I would not trust his modding service. We'll go ahead and try to jump into third place. If I fail, then I'll jump into fourth place because that'll be an easier fight, and then first. But as of right now, let's do this. Let's see what happens. Corrupted Battle Meditation, so he's not gonna get taunted from Shock. Shock over there. Focus down on Basti. Good stuff so far. Got him death marked. We'll just go ahead and get the Shock. Good. That'll kill him, and now we can focus on Basti. Oh, that's not cool. I can't even heal because of the shock that's on me. Okay, we'll just do fear. That's gonna break the taunt. Just gonna taunt right back again. Oh, this Revan fight. Like, I hate Revan. I hate this fight. It looked like I was doing perfectly fine. Looked like I was probably gonna win. And then all of a sudden, just, it goes to shit. Yeah, but yeah, Bilma, I was in a very large alliance, cluster of guilds for a long time, and it's a great place to be at. You have kind of a progression within your guild structure. If you're just starting out, you're 500,000 GP. You're in this guild, you advance up, you get 750,000, now you can advance to the next guild up, 1 million, 1.5, 2 million. You can constantly advance within the guild structure, as long as you stay active and you continue to increase your rosters, and it's definitely great until something happens like what happened to me, and then I left that guild, and now I'm in a much smaller guild where we're much more family friendly, kind of. Okay, so I've got I got 4 minutes till the next people's payout, and then I got 7 minutes till I can attack. So 7 minutes, I'm going to attack this guy that's in 4th, and then I'm going to attack the guy that's in 1st to take 1st place, And then after that, I'm going to be getting into my Grand Arena. So he has, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you his defenses. He does not have the Millennium Falcon. So he set his he set his home one on defense. I think he's trying to make me think that maybe he has Falcon on a reinforcement or something, maybe. But I know he does not have it at all. So I put my Millennium Falcon on defense, and my I'm gonna basically bring in my B squad under Thrawn, and that should be able to take out this without any real problem. On defense, we'll do a quick review. I'm going to do this again right when I start the Grand Arena because, of course, I like to record those. So here's my defense real quick. I set a Karth team with Sidious as the final member to throw the additional AoE dots out, which will help to heal up these guys based on Karth's leadership. I threw my Emperor Palpatine on defense, which I normally don't do, and I threw in Sith Assassin as the 5th in this, so that she can go under stealth and grant more turn meter over to Thrawn or over to Palpatine and Vader. I did save my Thrawn for offense. And then I've got a Separatist team using a Count Dooku lead with Grievous, B2, IG-100, and Sun Fac. So this team is actually very difficult. You've got Grievous, because of his Zeta, will take a bonus turn anytime that any kind of Separatist ally dies. Of course, it's a completely Separatist team. You've got B2, who will take bonus turns or has a chance to take bonus turns anytime another ally is damaged. Then you've got Count Dooku, who can go under stealth and cause the other non-tanks to go under stealth, so Grievous will go under stealth basically, forcing them to focus on the 3 tanks that are in the team. And if they don't focus on B2, then B2 is going to take the bonus turn. He's going to do AoE damage. Grievous does a lot of AoE damage. They hit Sun Fac, who actually will taunt, and IG-100 will also taunt, forcing them to basically ignore B2, which is going to force him to get the bonus turns. Sun Fac and IG-100 both have counterattacks. In addition to the counterattack chance provided by Dooku, this is just a really, really nasty team. I can guarantee that any team that they take against this is going to lose protection and probably health. Also, because of Dooku's leadership, anytime they fall below max health, they're going to get healing immunity, which is going to hurt them on the health banners because they won't be able to heal back up to full. So this is actually a really nasty team. I would love to see how it actually does on defense for me. Then I've got my Bossk Bounty Hunter team, which is actually a fairly well-modded team. They're not amazingly modded. I do have pretty high tenacity on my Bossk, so it's going to be hard if they take a JTR against it. It's going to be hard to land that ability block. So he's going to get his taunt off and do his thing. I set my Padme team here on defense. Sadly, before the lock, I did not have Anakin Zeta. I do have it now. I also just got Ahsoka up to gear 11, so she's gear 10 at the lock-in here. It's a pretty decent team. It's good on offense, but it does not maximize your banners on offense, so I decided to put it on defense. Here we got my Night Sisters, which look like they're going to be kind of easy because they're all gear 11 except for Asajj, but they are my 3rd best modded team behind my 2 Revans. So they're very fast. The Zombie and Daka have pretty good health and speed, so it's actually really difficult to take them down. You got the turn meter reduction that they all do when they hit because of Vissage's leadership. You got Talia, who basically throws in additional healing. It's actually just a really rough team. I get holds all the time on this defense. I think people see a lot of tier 11s, and they're like, okay, that's probably not going to be too difficult of a team. But because of my mods, they're actually a pretty tough team, and I get holds all the time using my Night Sisters. And then my final team is my Darth Revan with Malak, fully maxed out. I'm pretty sure he did have Malak, if I remember correctly, but he doesn't use it in the arena because he does not have either Zeta on Malak. So that's so he might try to take this against my Malak team. My Malaks, or my Darth Revan, my Bastila, my Malak, my HK, like they're all modded way better than his characters are. His guys are actually really, really slow. Only 233 speed, plus 67. That's, mine's at like plus 140, give or take. So his Sith Empire is not as strong. He uses his Jedi Knight Revan in the arena, which also is not that fast comparative to my mods. 261 speed. So he might be able to use his Jedi Knight Revan as a counter to my Darth Revan, but because of his mods, I don't think he'll be able to use the Darth Revan against mine. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I've got my arena battle ready to go. And we're gonna see if I can't hopefully win this one. Here over here. Gotta get a shock on him. No shock. Now he's got taunt back. I hate that about this sometimes. I've got Corrupted Battle Meditation, so I can't hit with shock. But she does not have Corrupted Battle Meditation. So I could shock with her. I'm gonna save it though. And I'm going to just go straight after their Bastila. Perfect. I got enough of her protection down, so this should one-shot Bastila. And now I can work on HK. So this is going to be a victory, thank goodness. I can go ahead and do Mass Fear, because I've got no Corrupted Battle Meditation anymore. I'm going to hit the Sith Trooper, because I don't want to break the fear right now. The other guys, and once fear falls off of HK, then I'll start focusing on him. Trying to get shock on these guys so that they don't taunt. And now that fear has worn off of HK, I'm going to go ahead and focus on him. Alright, so do this. AoE. Got a little more shock down there. I targeted the Sith Trooper because he had Corrupted Battle Meditation, which was going to give me the extra bonus attack from Revan. But I am focusing on HK. Here we go. Got him down. Now it's just a matter of getting these last two. Of course, Bastila just massively wiped out their Revan, and it was an easy finish. As I said earlier, I hope I don't forget about my food. Guess what I've almost forgotten about? My food. So we've got 7 minutes to attack there. I can go ahead and I can advance the first now in Fleet Arena. A nice delicious burrito. I hope you're joking, WRB. I really seriously hope you're joking. Okay, you're joking. Thank you. The dodge. I can't believe he dodged. They're chips. I don't know if they're lime chips, but they're chips. Not lime. Just plain tortilla chips. But now that you mention it, I wish they were lime chips. Because, man, lime chips are amazing. I definitely don't taste them. Alright. I definitely don't taste any lime. I do taste a little bit of the salt, but it's definitely not lime. I know what lime tastes like for sure. I don't think that my taste buds are malfunctioning. Pogue? You're calling me a pogue? I guess that's maybe a little bit better. Not sure. Then in the Marines, the acronym POGUE stands for Person Other Than Grunt, which a grunt is an infantryman. And basically, infantry people look down on everyone else because the infantry is what does all the dirty work. So it's like in the Marines, it's a big insult. Alright. First place. Alright, so. Yeah, I like to think that I led a fairly interesting life so far. Was all my crystals went to Ahsoka. I got her up to gear 11. Spent 2,000 crystals on one of these damn golden eyeballs. Hmm. All right. What level are you now? Didn't you say you were 80? Oh no, that was Bilma. Bilma was 80. So I don't know about you, but when I was leveling up, I did not spend any crystals on refreshing like nodes or refreshing energy. Like I did not do any of that. So my my leveling process was very, very slow because the way that you get experience, of course, is by spending energy. Get basically one energy per, or one experience per energy spent. And like I don't know if you get experience for mod energy. Okay, you do not. Looks like. Yes, you do. So back when I was doing it, we did not have mod energy. So there was no way to, like, that's just more experience that you can get that I didn't get. So you'll actually level up way faster than, even if you don't spend money or crystals on energies. Good early game ships. So you can get ships out of here, out of the Galactic War, where there's really not very many good characters. So once you unlock this store, which you may have already, I'm not sure, or once you unlock these, like these ships, which you may not have already, I think you unlock these at 65, if I'm not mistaken. So you can start buying them out of here. You focus on the regular TIE fighter, not the First Order one, although the First Order one is also pretty good. I think Biggs and Wedge can also show up in there. They're pretty decent. Biggs especially is really good. Boba Fett is awesome, but he's like, he shows up only in the fleet store, and his he's kind of a rare spawn to show up in here. But he's a good one. Of course, Bosk is amazing, but he's not really a beginner ship because you don't get him until you're on the final nodes, way back here somewhere. It might be, maybe it's Darkside. Can't remember. Is he on like a fleet? There you go. There's maybe. I can't even find Bosk's ship right now for some reason. But yeah, like Bilma is saying there, TIE Silencer is a great ship, and you get his ship on the same node that you get crew. So basically you can farm the ship and the pilot at the same time, right here on 3F. So like this is a very easy ship to farm because you're farming the ship and the character at the same time. So this is a great one to start out with. It's also not a bad ship. It can do a lot of damage. It has a stun, so this is a nice one to farm if you're not farming for anything else that's important in the cantina. Boss ship is 8D. It is an amazing ship, and Django is an amazing bounty hunter, but this is more going to be an end-game ship, not a beginning game, because it's very difficult to get his shards. Although I would recommend focusing on him as soon as you can. Cassian's U-Wing is a great ship. I mean, it's an amazing ship. So I would say focus on this one. You can get his shards in these two stores, but you do have to have all three of the pilots. So K2 is in like Galactic War, I think. Galactic War store. Cassian and Jin are the other two. I think Jin is in the arena. Cassian is in the arena. Oh, Jin is in the guild store. So I would strongly recommend that you farm this ship. It is an amazing reinforcement. This reinforcement ability is just crazy good. The Phoenix ships are really good, especially the Phantom 2. So if you have these three, then like this ship is really, really good, especially as a reinforcement again. The Ghost is pretty good. It's not crazy good, but it's pretty good. Like these ships as well, the Ghost and the Phantom, because they're Phoenix ships and you have the Phoenix characters already because you got Thrawn, it makes those ships easier to farm. So I would strongly recommend going after them. They'll serve you pretty well. I think I said already, the regular TIE Fighter is a pretty good staple for when you're first beginning. So that's this one, the regular TIE Fighter. So you just need the TIE Fighter pilot and then the the ship, which you can farm in fleet battles, and you can also farm in fleet store. TIE Fighter is a better starter ship. The reinforcement doesn't really do much. It like inflicts target lock, and I think it might like remove turn meter or grant turn meter to allies. It's really not that good. But as a starting ship, TIE Fighter has a very high dodge chance, and when it dodges, it grants turn meter to your capital ship. Okay, so if you look at its stats and you look at its dodge, it's got I think like 30%. a 25% roughly dodge chance. Okay, and the ability here grants 25% turn meter to the allied capital ship whenever the ship evades an attack. So it's really good because it lets your capital ship go sooner. So having it out at the start of the battle is really good. It's also a pretty fast ship, and it also has this special ability that gives itself foresight. So that's a guaranteed dodge, which is a guaranteed 25% turn meter for your capital ship. So it also works pretty well with Biggs because its basic attack can inflict target lock, and anytime that you target lock an enemy, Biggs recovers protection, 40% protection if it's maxed out, and taunts for 2 turns. So the TIE Fighter actually works really well with Biggs. That is a very good idea, Bilma. You definitely should. And while it's not the best capital right now, it is a very good capital ship. So before Millennium Falcon came out, the Executrix was the meta ship. And before that, it was Chimera, and before Chimera, it was Executrix. So, like, Executrix is one of the best capital ships. Like, it's top 3, we'll say, for capital ships. I think that's fine. I'm sorry. It's weird. So, yeah, it's top 3 capital ships. But there's only 4 capital ships. Mm-hmm. And you're probably not going to have Chimera because you don't have all of the Rebel ships that are required to unlock Chimera. So that just makes Executrix even better for you. Keep those chips in a little bit after I do my Grand Arena. Alright. I'm gonna hit my my intro here for... I live in Maryland right now. I'll be moving to California soon. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing my my little intro for my recording for the Grand Arena. As soon as that question falls off my go ahead and start Grand Arena here. Hello everyone and welcome to Grand Arena Season 17, I believe, Round 2. Today, I am up against Tazuzu. Tazuzu, I would say that it's probably a pretty big mismatch yet again. He does not have the Millennium Falcon, which puts him at a severe disadvantage. And he's running Jedi Knight Revan in the arena, barely breaking into the top 50. He does have Darth Revan, and he also has Darth Malak, but he's not using Darth Malak, I assume, because he does not have the double Zeta. So, he does have most of the other good teams, pretty much with the exception of Galactic Republic Padme. I do believe he did unlock Padme, so here she is at 6 star, but no Zetas. So other than that, he does have all of the meta teams: First Order, Rebels, Night Sisters, Bounty Hunters, Divas. Like, he has all of the meta teams, Scoundrels. But I do believe I am also at a severe mod advantage, as he, if I look at his even arena team, Jedi Knight Revan is running only 261 speed, and the same is true about all of his arena team. They are all very slow. I don't think his Yoda is even very great on offense. Okay, so he does have just over 6k offense on his Yoda, so that is fairly decent. But I do believe he is severely outmatched in this, and I know that he is 99% chance he's not going to clear my fleet. If he does, it's going to take 2 battles, most likely. So he also has to be able to clear my Darth Revan. As here's my defenses. I've got Darth Revan, Malak, which he would have to use his Jedi Knight Revan for. His Darth Revan is not going to be strong enough to break through mine. We've got Night Sisters here, which they're actually very well modded, very speedy, lots of health on Daga and Zombie. Even though they look like they're under-geared at gear 11, they actually have surprised many of my opponents because of the mods. I put my Padme team on defense, with Ahsoka being gear 10. I did just bring her up to gear 11, but of course this is well after the lock for Grand Arena. I also now have Zeta on Anakin, although that was also after the lock. I've got my Bounty Hunters under a Bossk lead. I've got Separatists under Count Dooku, which is giving them a lot of counter chance. Got the bonus turns from B2 and Grievous. We've got the stealth that Dooku's going to apply on Grievous. Everyone else is a tank. I've got IG-100 and Sun Fac that are both going to be taunting, which is going to proc the bonus turns for B2. So that's going to be a very nasty team. Everyone's going to have counter chance because of Dooku's lead. Going to inflict healing immunity whenever the opponent falls below 100% health. I mean, this is just going to be a really, really nasty team. It's going to eat up a lot of banners if it doesn't even take 2 turns, depending on what he goes against it with. Then I set a kind of weak Empire team, so Emperor Palpatine, Vader, Thrawn, Tarkin, TIE Fighter Pilot, Tarkin, and the last one being Sith Assassin with low gear. So my Vader is not super speedy, but because of all of the bonuses he gets, he should go first, get his Force Crush, get his Saber Throw, which should pump turn meter to Assassin, which will allow her to go under Stealth. So she'll have that survivability, at least for the first round. The idea here is just I want AoE damage that's going to take away from banners. That was the whole idea behind the Emperor team. I needed a filler team. I didn't want to waste one of my meta squads because this opponent was fairly, like, he had all the meta teams, so I wasn't sure what he was going to place. So I definitely wanted to save some for offense. And I didn't go into my normal preparation where I basically pull up a spreadsheet and decide what teams I'm going to use where. So I just, I did kind of wing it this time, basically just because I knew he wasn't going to clear my defensive fleet. And then my last team is Karth team using Sidious as the 5th for the AoE dots that are going to help to heal up the rest of my guys. So there's my quick defensive review, and here we can see on his defense, he has set a home 1, but he does not have the Falcon, so I know that I will not see that even as a reinforcement. My B team fleet should be able to take care of that without a problem, which is going to be like Geos under either Thrawn or Tarkin. And then his squads, he has set his Karth Old Republic team with Juhani. He does have the Zetas on everyone except for Juhani. Juhani is kind of low geared. He has set a Grievous Droid team with a double Zeta on Grievous, so he does have the leadership and the unique Zeta. So I do have to be kind of careful about that. I know that I'm not going to finish full banners against that one, so I've just got to be careful and take it nice and easy. He has set his Traya on defense with a Sith Trooper and Palpatine with the Triumvirate. That's probably going to be countered with my CLS, which I'm glad that I definitely saved my CLS for offense. Normally, or in my last round, I actually set my CLS on defense, but I am glad that I put my CLS on offense this time around. Although I also do have my Jedi Knight Revan that I can take against it, so I'll decide that in just a little bit. Then we've got a Rogue One team under a Zeta Jin lead. With Scarif Rebel Pathfinder and Pow as the 4th and 5th with Chase. He's got a Bosk Bounty Hunter team with an undergeared Jango Fett and an undergeared Zetaed Dengar, with Zam kind of filling it out with Gear 12 Zam. I'm not sure if my troopers will be able to handle that. They might be able to, but it might be rough. And we got a very undergeared non-Zeta Phoenix. That's going to be a Wampa solo. And we have a kind of low-geared crew team with the double Zeta on crew, but no other Zetas on the team. So there's his defense. Doesn't look like it's going to be too tough. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the fun one. We're going to do a Wampa solo against his Phoenix here. Let's find our Wampa, and let's go to town. Alright, do the AoE days. The only thing that I'm worried about on this team is the days that his Zalbar can inflict. So Zalbar is going to be my first target. Once he is down, everything's a piece of cake. We'll take out Ezra here. And now it's done. Full health, full protection, 1 character, 64 banners. That is the absolute maximum that you can get. So that's why you don't put an undergeared Phoenix team on defense. Wampa will eat the Phoenix alive, as you just saw. Okay, so next, let's go after, let's see here. I want to take my troopers in somewhere. I'd rather not do it against these guys because of the counter chance. I can do troopers probably against the bounty hunters is what I'm thinking. Yeah, we're gonna give that a shot. We're gonna do Imperial troopers against these guys, and we're gonna see what happens. They may not be powerful enough because I do not have my ranged trooper up. I am farming him. He has enough shards to almost get 6-star. Once I have all of those shards, then I'll go ahead and I'll promote him up and I'll start gearing him. But I'm just kind of holding him there until I have, you know, the gear and the shards. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna focus down on his Jango first. I should have checked the speeds. I did not check his speeds, but because of his arena squad, I'm not too worried about all of his mods. We're going to focus down on Jango first, because Jango is the most under-geared that I'll be able to continuously target. Jango is going to go under stealth. So we'll focus on him to get the Terminator train going. Toss out the AoE there. And this should kill off Jango, and then we've got the Terminator train going. We'll continue to work on Jango there. Now that he's down, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna work on Boba Fett because his execute ability could be nasty. I'm gonna kill him with the Terminate ability. That's going to actually prevent him from reviving, even though he's got the Bounty Hunter's Resolve on. When you kill with that ability, it prevents the Bounty Hunter's Resolve from going off. And that also works against the Night Sisters too. So here we finish off Zam. We finished off Dengar with the AoE ability, and now we're just working on Bossk. So we should be able to finish this nice and easy with full protection, full health. And there we go. 60 banners. Nice and easy. Alright, so next, we are going to take... I still have quite a bit to work with here. I think what I'm going to do against the Traya team, maybe? Gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether I want to take my JTR against Traya, or whether I want to take JTR against... or not JTR, JKR, Jedi Knight Revan, against Traya or Grievous. That is the decision that I'm going to have to make here. I think that the Traya team is going to be the harder team to take out because it's, you know, fully Gear 12 and fully Zated. But the Grievous team is more threatening in that I'm probably going to lose a character just because of the mechanics of that team. I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to use my Jedi Knight Revan up here, and I'll use my CLS for the other team. Or I could use my Traya for the other team, because I also have Traya. Forgot about Traya. But we'll go ahead and we'll do Jedi Knight Revan. I do not have my Kenobi because I have him on defense with my Padme team. So we will do... Okay, we're going to save Old Ben, actually, because Old Ben would be used with my Rebel squad, most likely. And we're going to use Ezra in place of it. So Ezra can have the extra attack, Terminator gain, the call to assist. I think that would be the best combo for this team, because mods are not going to be that great. I'm going to start focusing down on Nihilus. I'd like to take him out before he can do his Force Drain and all that. And once he's down, I'm going to have to work on Sith Trooper. Okay, go ahead and we'll spread our buffs around. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just call Yoda to assist on this rather than clear the buffs, because I'm going to have to kill him anyways. So we'll kill him off as soon as we can. Alright, so Jolee got isolated. We're going to be focusing on we're going to focus on Palpatine next. After we swap Turn Meter over here to Yoda, steal some buffs, and gotta get rid of Palpatine before he just kills me off with his passive or unique. So we'll do that. Next threat really is going to be Darth Traya. Try to get rid of her. Save the mark for Scion. I'm not going to finish full health and full protection on this just because of all of the attacks out of turn. Should at least be full health on everyone. Hopefully. Alright, good. I was able to get around to Revan so that he can go ahead and pop everyone off. So everyone's at full health, no one's at full protection, but 55 banners. I will go ahead and I will take that. Alright, so next most difficult team is going to be this Grievous team. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my CLS. I'm not worried about losing the fight, I'm just worried about how many people are going to die and how many banners I'm going to end up losing. So we're going to be using R2 and Old Ben in this team. We're going to save 3PO for... Actually, I'm going to use 3PO instead of R2, and I will save R2 for the Jedi Rate, which is probably going to go up against Carth, most likely. Although Traya might go against Carth. Hard to say. Alright. What I'm going to do here, because his Grievous is actually kind of low gear, I'm going to focus on Grievous and see if I can kill him before he can get a turn. If Han can kill him with the assist from Chewie, then that's awesome, which is exactly what happened. So I didn't even need to come in here with a full team, looking at this now. We'll go ahead, we're going to focus on IG-88 next. He's got an AoE that does good damage. IG-100 has counterattacks, so I'd love to kill him with just assists, which is perfect. There's also a bug with IG-100, so that's another reason I want to kill him off before I kill the last character. So there we go, 60 banners against the Grievous team. It's really nice when it's under-geared. Okay, so we've got Jedi Training Rey left. We've got Traya left, and then I'm sure I can come up with another team for Jyn. So now we just got to decide. Oh, I can use probably Kira and Nest versus that Jyn team. That's probably what I'll end up doing there. So for here, we've got these guys. I think I'm going to use Traya here against the Carth team. Okay, so I'm going to use the Triumvirate. I'm also going to bring in Thrawn as a 4th, and I'm going to leave the 5th slot empty. The Triumvirate probably could do it all by themselves, but I am a little bit wary of doing that. I just want to ensure that I beat this the first time, so I can either get a Fracture or a Isolate over on Zhao Bar, so he won't be able to taunt. I want to get the other one onto Canderous so that he doesn't do all of this assisting stuff that he's doing right now. Actually, he's killing himself on the assist, so I'm going to just focus down on mission here. Mission's the next highest damage output. We'll kill off Mission. I'm gonna steal those buffs. Go ahead and get this cooldown reduction. I'll see if I can't finish Mission off here before she heals up again. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna annihilate Zalbar. No, I'm gonna annihilate Karth. I'll leave Zalbar because he's fractured. Go ahead and hit the isolate on Canderous. I'm gonna stop his mass assist junk. And we'll go ahead and finish off Mission. She's down. I'm going to go ahead and start working. I know that Nihilus, before that protection up, was below full protection, so I am going to top him off real quick. And then I'm going to hope that I'll be able to actually top off Scion before the end of the match, but I don't know if that is going to actually work or not. So we will see what happens. I purposely did the basic and not the fracture because I was trying to let it get around to Thrawn's turn again so that he can get this off. Because if you use a fracture, it's going to lower his speed. There we are. I did not top off Scion, but I was able to top off the other 3, so this is going to be like 60 banners. So, pretty good run there. 4v5. So, Lukey, thanks for joining in. Like Bilma said, it does depend on your guild. You can get, it also depends on how good you do in the Sith raid. So if you got first place in the Sith raid for, I think it was 6 weeks. No, not 6 weeks. Basically, you get 12 shards for getting first place. And you can do like 2 raids roughly in a week. So, you can do the math. If you get 24 shards in a week, at max, then it takes 330 shards to fully to 7-star Traya. So that's basically how long it takes. Second place gets 10 shards. Third place, I think, gets 8 or 7. So it takes a while. And hey, Detroit fan, 1329, nice to see you here. Great, always to see a new face. And my night is going pretty good. How's your night been going? Okay, so we got 2 teams left here. We've got First Order, and we've got a Jin team. And so we've got still quite a bit to work with. What I'm going to do here is we're going to take out their First Order with my Resistance team, which I like to finish out with Scavenger Ray. I like her over Resistance Trooper because Scavenger Ray can get the Foresight to help mitigate her damage, whereas the Resistance Trooper doesn't have any kind of damage mitigation whatsoever. And I like to finish off with Finn, because Finn's taunt also acts as a heal for both hit points and protection, so it helps to finish with full banners. This is also extreme overkill, because they are very low geared First Order. We'll see how well this actually works. When you start out with R2, you actually want to start out with Burning. You don't want to start out with the Hide, because when he crits, he has a chance to land the Exposes on all of the enemies. The idea here is every time that you use an ability, when the enemy is exposed, they lose 5% turn meter. So it's a lot of control against this team. So every time I use an ability, it's going to lower the turn meter of everyone that's exposed. So now, whenever it comes back around to R2, I don't want to use an AoE. And no one else has an AoE on the team. If I use an AoE, it's going to hit those exposes, and it might not re-expose your target. So just want to be a little bit wary of that. Now, because First Order Executioner is stunned, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch targets. I'd like to get rid of Kylo as soon as I can because his little AoE move will remove protection from everyone, and it makes it a little bit harder to finish with full banners. So my next target is actually going to be Captain Phasma, because she can give the AoE advantage, which also gives turn meter. Unfortunately, I did not land the stun. So now that that's on cooldown, I'm going to ignore her. I'm going to go back after First Order Executioner, because he's the next biggest damage dealer. So here we're going to keep on controlling crew by doing the wave, remove his turn meter. We're going to go ahead and we're going to finish off over here Captain Phasma, and we're going to start working on the TIE Fighter pilot. And here we go. So now I've got almost full banners on everyone. I'm missing just a little bit on Scavenger Ray. I'm going to avoid doing a lot of damage to crew until after I get this heal off, which is going to put him at full protection. So now I can just go to town and I can finish him off and not worry about not ending with full banners. So that's a nice easy way to do crew with First Order, or not, with Resistance. Nice easy win with 60 banners. You can pretty much end if you're fighting with Resistance against First Order. You can almost every time end with full banners. Alright, so my last target is this Jin team. One thing I want to check is the potency that's on Jin. I can already see she's got a potency set, so that may, and she's got a potency cross. So that could prove a little bit of a problem. She's got 43% potency, so that makes it 143%. Means I need 143% tenacity in order to resist most of her stuns. Now my Nest, which I'm planning on taking, has 122% tenacity. Or 126% tenacity. So she needs another roughly, 15 to 20% tenacity in order to resist the stuns like at an almost guaranteed rate. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a Cure Lead, and that's so that Nest can regen protection when she criticals. And then I'm going to also use Hoda. So Hoda, when he uses Grandmaster's Training and tosses that buff over to Nest, she's going to get 25 additional % tenacity, which is going to make her pretty much guaranteed to resist all of the stuns Jin can do. Yoda also has healing capabilities, so and the Grandmaster's Training also acts as a dispel, which is going to make this just a walk in the park for Nest. I do expect that I'm going to lose Jin. She's here just for the leadership ability. I highly doubt that she's going to do anything else. So we start off, we throw that Grandmaster's Training over to Nest, and I can pretty much put it on auto from here. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to focus on Jin because she has the revived technique, and I'm just going to throw it on auto and let the gods decide what happens next. Okay. So there we go, Jin is down. Now it doesn't matter who gets focused, everyone's gonna die eventually. WRV, I do plan on trying to make my son a gamer. I do not know what the Zeta is on Kira. I don't believe it's her leadership. I think it's her unique that is a Zeta, but I couldn't even tell you what that Zeta does. So there you go. Because the Scarif Rebel Pathfinder got a hit off on that last move, unfortunately Yoda fell below full protection. Actually, no, he didn't. He did not fall below full protection. The reason I got 59 banners instead of 60 is because Kira died. But yeah, that's a reason why you don't put a Rogue One team on defense, especially if you review your opponent's roster and you see that they have a Tenacity built nest. The Tenacity nest can take out a lot of different teams. I can use my Tenacity nest and I can take out Rogue One, I can take out Phoenix, I can take out Jedi, like not a Darth Revan Jedi, but a Bastila-led Jedi team. I can take it out with just Nest, well, Kira and Nest. I don't even need Hoda. A General Kenobi-led Jedi team, like just about any Jedi team that does not have Jedi Knight Revan can be taken out with just Kira and Nest. So that's why you do not use like low-geared, low-powered teams, because they can be countered with single powerful characters. Now all I've got left is the ships, which of course, like I said, he does not have Millennium Falcon, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just use my my good old Geonosians with some decent reinforcements here, and I should be able to come out with this with a nice easy win, and that'll be the end of Grand Arena. Here goes Akbar with his AoE, and I can go ahead for a stun on Biggs. I got that nice little assist. You can go ahead and give us the buffs. This move would be overkill. I'm going to just do a basic and hope that I get the assist call, which I didn't. But I can use the assist call from Soldier, and I'm good. And there was the assist call that I wanted from Spy, but you know, we'll live. And now it's just a piece of cake from here. I'm going to not use Boba Fett right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in Xanadu Blood, who's got that nice AoE damage plus a call to assist. So we're going to call Illusion Soldier over here. I would have called Spy, except Spy was stunned. That's a nice easy kill on Sunfac. Now we just work over here on Phantom. Remove some turn meter. And this probably will kill him. There we go. Very easy win. 62 banners. I had 2 characters. That was Sunfac and Spy that weren't at full health. And everyone else was fine. So there we go. And this is why you need to focus on ships from the beginning. You need to make sure, like, I'm in a 4.3 million GP bracket. If you're at 4.3 million GP and you don't have the Millennium Falcon, you're at a severe disadvantage. Like an extremely severe disadvantage. So that's why you need to really concentrate on your ships. You need to get the meta fleet team. You need to get at least 2 teams that are good, and so that you can place one on defense, place one on offense. If you don't, then you are going to be behind in Grand Arena. You're going to be behind on your crystal generation. Like, I know that a lot of people think that ships are boring, but it is totally worth focusing on ships. Alright, so there is the end of Grand Arena. I hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a nice little thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you in 2 days for the Grand Arena Finals. Alright. had to finish off my recording there, so I'll post the recording up onto YouTube so people can look at the counters and hopefully, walk away with a little bit more knowledge. Oh, so we got a guild raid tomorrow. What raid is going on tomorrow? Looks like Simmed Rancor and Heroic AAT. And got my payout for Arena. I'm going to take a look through these stores. Yeah, California is all the way across the country from me. That's like 2,000 miles or something. Some nice gear there that I could use. Look at the guild store. Alright, so I need 10 more of those. So I'm glad that I got that. Go ahead and buy some of these eyeballs. And grab a few 100,000 credits there. Take a look at these mods. Defensive mod. It's got 5 speed on it, which is nice, but don't think I'm going to buy that one. Crit avoidance arrow. Alright. I don't need... Ooh. That's actually kind of tempting, but I'm not going to even do that. No speed on that one, so I'll ignore it. This one's got speed, protection. If it had some offensive stats, I'd go for it, but it doesn't. Crit damage on a defensive mod, no thank you. Crit chance mod, but it does not have any speed or offense. Speed mod with no speed on it. So no good mods for sale. And over here, perfect. I've been looking for this. I grab that, and that's gonna go onto Padme here as soon as I get one of these guys. So she's gonna have her second Gear 12 plus piece. Alright. So we're doing good. Is it possible to farm Malak without Darth Revan in the shop? No. So you won't be able to see Darth Revan in the shop until you have him unlocked. Which means, so in order to unlock Darth Malak, you have to have Jedi Knight Revan, and you have to have Darth Revan plus all the other required characters. So once you have those characters, and you beat the Malak event, then Malak shows up in this store, and then you can buy his shards. But you have to unlock him at 5-star before he shows up. So my opponent set a nice, fairly easy defense for me to break through, which means he saved a lot for offense. I still don't think he's going to be able to clear me. If he does, he won't be very efficient, I can almost guarantee, but he has his Darth Revan, he's got CLS, he's got Jedi Revan, he's got Jedi Training Rey, he's got Night Sisters. I don't think I saw his Night Sisters on defense. He's got a Palpatine Thrawn, so that's like 6 teams right there. Let's see here. He's got a good Leia with Akbars, so he has a pretty decent Akbar Leia Rebel team. Excuse me. Yeah, so he's got a few good teams, but I don't think he's got near enough to break my defense. So definitely moving on to the finals. You're funny. I know you enjoy hearing me say it. We're gonna just farm a little bit of the Palpatine shuttle to burn some energy. And of course I didn't get anything. Let's take a look-see at these mod challenges. No, I would never say it in a play. Okay, so I got a few mods that I can check out, see if they are going to be any better. Or anything worthwhile, I should say. I can't speak with passion in a foreign language. Okay, so let's see what this speed can go up to. Goes up to 8 speed. Not very good. I will likely sell that mod. Nope. Okay, let's see if this one gets speed as a secondary. Nope, that one's getting sold. Look at our blue ones here. Bring this one up to 6. And this one has nothing. That one's getting sold. Check this one out. This one goes up to no speed. So that one's gonna get sold. Go down to our green mods. Let's take a look at these guys. Bring it up to 9. Speed, offense, offense. This has potential. Take it all the way up. And of course, it's protection that increases. I do not have materials to slice it up to blue. But yeah, that one could end up being a pretty decent mod there. So we'll do this. Alright, offense, offense, speed, potency. This is amazing. And we get a potency increase. That's pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of characters that can use speed and potency and offense, so this is a great offensive mod. I'm definitely going to keep this one around, and we'll see what happens with that once I end up getting some more splicing mats. Let's see what this one has. Tenacity, health, and offense. No thank you. Let's check this one. Health, speed, and tenacity. So it's got speed on it. I'll go ahead and bring it up to 12. Tenacity increase, so I'm going to probably sell that one. Check this one. It's got crappy protection on it, but I'll take it up to 12 since it has speed. Okay, it hit speed twice. It's really low speed, but I'll keep it for now. And last green one, no speed, so that one's going to get sold. Come down here to the gray mods, bring it up to 12, no speed, and check this one out, bring this one up to 12, and no speed. And next one. Up to 12. This one's got speed and offense on it. For the potency primary, this could be a pretty decent mod in the end. Slice speed, so that's pretty good. I like that. I will keep that one around for a little while. this one's got defense as a primary, which is not so good. And it's got crap stats, so that's definitely gonna get gone. This one, okay, so we got some speed. We'll take it on up and we'll see what it slices. Speed, awesome, so we'll keep that one around. And here's some more 1Es. Okay, no speed, that one's going away. 1E. 12. This one's got some speed on it, so we'll keep that one for the moment. See what it slices. Oh. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, but not what I was aiming for. Okay, take this one. This one's got 5 speed with offense on it, and 2 health stats. It's a shame that the primary is protection when it's got a lot of health on it. This one slices speed, so that's pretty decent. Only slice 3 speed on it, which is not so good, but it's okay. Okay, we'll slice this one up. We got more speed with 2 defensive stats and protection. So this could be like a good speedy tank mod, maybe. Probably not. Didn't even slice very well. Pick this one. We got 3 speed. Again, a very low amount of speed, but I mean, speed is speed. Slice that one. Gets health. Not so great. Slice. Level up and slice. Level up and slice. Level up and slice. Almost done going through these mods, and then it's going to be time to sell a bunch. Alright, so this one's got some speed on it, with offense as a primary, which is decent. Got protection. Got a good amount of protection, but still it's protection, so I don't know if I'll ever actually use that one, but we'll see in the future. This one's got quite a bit of offense on it, but no speed. If it had speed, that would be a really worthwhile mod. Got Ezra to Gear 7, congrats! Congratulations. This one has speed, it's only 3, with a crit damage primary and a bunch of defensive secondaries. So this mod, because it's an offensive type mod, with defensive secondaries, I'm not even going to level that one up. That one's not going to be worth me keeping. Okay, so no, that is great, man. I'm actually very excited for you. I'm not being sarcastic at all. Like, I know how much of a milestone it is every time that you gear up a character. Like, it's a huge milestone, and I'm very, very happy for you. It is always an accomplishment to bring a character up to the next gear level. Get rid of all these 3 dots and 4 dots. Getting rid of anything that's not level 15, because if it's not 15, that means I wasn't going to keep it. I can't even remember, honestly. Those. Okay, this one, let's get rid of that one, and this one. Alright. Let's get this one, get rid of this one. And that one. Keep that one for the moment. Get rid of these level 9s, because I know that I'm not going to keep any that I left at level 9. Or 12. I keep these that are 15. Okay. Keep those guys. I don't think I'll need that one. Don't think I'll need that one. I'll keep that one. Need these. Keep that one. Alright, so level 6. I know I'm not keeping, so they're going away. Level 12, I know I'm not keeping, so they're going away. Well, are they? Yeah, they're gonna go away. Actually, that one's not. Need to level that one up to max. I guess I need to be a little bit careful with these. Okay, so these are 15s. I'm gonna keep all the 15s. Does my guild have a feeder guild? I don't believe it does, WRV. I don't know what the galactic power is of the other guilds. I generally only communicate inside my own guild, so I'm not sure, honestly, what the other ones are like. I'm just looking to see if we have any information pinned to our channels that would just tell me like what their GP is or requirements or anything like that. It does kind of look like we have a feeder guild. I don't know if there's room. I can try to ask one of my my officers. Level 3s. Level 9. I don't know why this one's still sitting at 12. It should be level 15. That one should be level 15. Alright, and the gold ones. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll sell those guys, get 3 million credits back. Okay. Cleared out a little bit of mod inventory. Feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Alright. There we go. Alright. So now I just have to wait for numbers 2 and 3. Okay, so when I was lower level, and this was way back, way back, right? When, like, there was no real one single meta team. This was back when you basically made characters out of whatever you had. So one thing that I did a few times was I bought these Chromium Mega Packs. Like, I would save up and I would buy, like, one of these every so often. And this is actually where I got my first good character, which was Boba Fett. So, and this was, of course, there wasn't light side and dark side. There was only one pack, so you got just random characters. But I used this, and it's what gave me my head start. So I did this, and I actually got a few full characters out of this, which I found to be very, very useful, because like there was no, like I said, no single character to farm that was like, you want to get this. So I spent crystals on those. I would not recommend doing that right now. Be much better off buying your gear, or buying your character shards out of here, or refreshing your nodes, so that you can continuously farm characters out of the nodes. I would not recommend refreshing stores. Like, that's like refreshing these stores. That would be a pretty big mistake in my opinion. I think most people would agree with me on that one. I did buy a couple of times some of these ship credit packs and some regular credit packs. Even at one point in time, I did buy some of these training droids, because you just run out of this stuff all the time as you're leveling up all these characters and ships and stuff. No problem. So I was just saying, I did buy a couple of times these training droids, the credits, and these shipbuilding materials as I was leveling up. Actually, not these as I was leveling up, because these shipbuilding materials weren't available until I was already 85. But I did still buy some of these once I was 85, because they were pretty hard to come by. I also, when I was leveling up, I used my crystals sometimes to buy these Chromium Mega Packs. I would not recommend doing that now. When I did it, it was there was no meta team. It was just kind of, you throw your characters together, and that is your meta team. So, this was just a good way to unlock some decent characters. Like, my first character that I got out of my first pack was Boba Fett, who unlocked at 4-star, and it was extremely powerful, and it allowed me to advance in the arena by quite a bit. So for me, that was worthwhile way back then. Nowadays, you'd be way better spending your crystals either on some of the more expensive gear, maybe some character shards. Although these character shards is not the most efficient way to spend your crystals to get shards. It's actually very inefficient. Even better than that would be to actually refresh your nodes, and to refresh your energy. It's a pretty bad idea to refresh the stores. Hitting the refresh button here, this is a pretty bad idea. It's a big waste of crystals. You'd be better off waiting the 6 hours until the next normal refresh and then just buying the item again. But yeah, if I was doing it again, I would avoid buying the mega packs, and I would buy, if I was running out of the resources, then I would go ahead and I would buy some of these packs for the resources, and I would use the crystals to buy more energy. Not necessarily the refreshes of the nodes. Like, I wouldn't necessarily do this, because as you're leveling up, like, you don't have like any of these characters, so you'd be better off just going ahead and doing, do your 5 sims here, and then do your 5 sims here, do your 5 sims here, do your sims on the characters that you need, and don't refresh the node, because eventually you'll get it. Like, eventually you'll get that character up to 7 star. So refreshing the node costs 25 crystals, and it's just allowing you to get that character sooner. So unless you're like dead set on getting a character for like a specific event, or you want to get a character for your arena team or something like that, then that's when you would refresh the node. But other than that, I would not refresh the node. I would only refresh the energy. And you're better off refreshing your regular energy than you are your Cantina energy. Cantina energy is double the cost to get the same amount. Right. The benefit there is that you can you can sim the same node over and over again, like, throughout the day, and like there's no limit. But it's 100 crystals for 120 energy versus 50 crystals for 50 energy. So this is the better deal. And again, like, you will get these characters eventually. But if you need to like finish off a character really quickly, yeah, go ahead and spend your crystals here. But I would recommend focus on the characters that you need for the events, and that's where you should spend your energy. Most likely is to get the characters for the events, and that's as you're leveling up. That's once you hit level 85, and you need to start gearing up your characters, maybe then you might want to shift a little bit of your focus into the gear and away from the characters. But that's all going to be your own preference. I need 2 shards for Range Trooper. I get 2 more shards for this guy, then I'll promote him up to 6 star, and then I can start gearing this guy up. I really, really need this guy. I really need him at 7 star, but I can deal with him at 6 star for PvP content. This guy's so good. We've got 25 minutes left in the payout. I'm gonna eat a couple of chips. Alright guys, I think that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it a night. I've been over here reading more of this Q&A. I'm about halfway done with it. Haven't really seen too much more that's been interesting in it. At least not that's relevant at this point. At this point in time. But about halfway through, it looks like, so still got a ways left. But I'll read some more tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow, same time, about 7:30, roughly Eastern. We've got so tomorrow we'll have the Grand Arena defensive review, see if he's attacked any. And if so, how well did he do? What teams did he struggle with, etc. And then we'll be checking out our next opponent, which I can try to predict. Let's see here. That's the same one. Oh no, I don't think I'll be able to predict. So both of these two guys that are fighting each other right now, J1N and Kulan, both have Darth Revan. Both have Malak, I believe. This guy has pretty decent mods, it looks like. This guy's running a very odd team. He's got pretty decent mods. Let's see if he's actually got Malak though, because he's not running Malak in his team. Okay, so this guy doesn't have Malak. Doesn't mean that he's not gonna advance, but so if I had to place money on it, I'd say that I'm gonna be fighting this J1N guy. And so this will be a pretty interesting battle, most likely. So yeah, tomorrow we'll review our defenses and see how it went. We'll find out who our next opponent is for Grand Arena, and we'll take a look at his defensive roster, and we're gonna have to come up with some probably some creative defenses to try to beat him. So I hope to see you again tomorrow. Like I said, about 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Just like normal is when I'll be going live. So I hope to see you then. Until then, have a good night.